What's up, parties and hardos? Back at it this week again. Got some March Madness. MLB opening day today, too, Spinny. Big time of the year for a lot of people. I know you don't care too much for the MLB, but for the old heads like my dad, for our special guest today, this is a great time of the year.
True.
Spinny, do you know what episode it is today? The 51st episode? This is your man's.
This is my man's right here.
One of your
The
mans, I should
Ryan
say.
Archiniakono episode.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's go. We
Is that-
were coming up short on 51s, though, honestly.
Is that the Bulls jersey?
No, he was also 51 with the Knicks. That was the Knicks.
Played for the Bulls, though, right? Or am I just...
he was 51 with the Bulls as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
51. It's an interesting number choice.
Yeah.
Has he ever said why?
I mean, he wore 15 at Nova, so, I don't know. But
yeah, I guess maybe he just flipped it then.
Yeah.
That's the only logical explanation I got.
There could be, something where he couldn't wear 15 and 51 is a flip, I guess. Oh, we screwed up also. Holy crap. Ichiro?
Oh, my gosh. The disrespect. Are we even allowed to talk MLB now?
No, I don't know if we are. I honestly don't know if we are after that.
We can't even have this MLB preview episode anymore.
Also, didn't Randy Johnson wear 51? Or am I just tripping on that one, too?
Please tell me you didn't.
Also, R.A. Dickey. R.A. Dickey episode, for sure. And Jamie Moyer. Jamie Moyer was actually good. So, can we acknowledge the Jamie Moyer episode as well?
Ichiro? I'm taken back at that. That is...
the Ryan Archiniakono episode, exactly.
Oh, my gosh. All right, Spinny, play our music, so...
All right, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about Trevor Hoffman, too? We also forgot about one of the best closers of all time. Trevor Hoffman was number 51 as well.
We're not allowed to talk baseball. This is ridiculous. Such an L by us.
It really was.
We just came in assuming there was no 51s, and wow, we were wrong. Let's start with the March Madness tournament, though. Let's go. It's almost a week ago now, the Sweet 16. Spinny, what game really stood out to you from the Sweet 16?
Yeah, obviously my favorite one was Michigan State, Kansas State.
Such a great game.
That was an awesome back and forth game. And why is his name
Marquise Noel?
Marquise Noel,
yeah.
Man. That was absolutely nutty from him. 20 and 19. Absolutely. 19 assists.
19. Tournament record.
Absolutely insane. And obviously, Hauser and Hogard both played amazing in that game for Michigan State. I picked Michigan State to go to the Sweet 16. I mean, you always trust in Izzo, but definitely one of their not greatest years. And to make this could have been an Elite Eight run had this game bounced slightly differently and had Noel not been an absolute insane going off game.
I had no faith in K-State at all. I even picked them to lose in the first round. I said that on this podcast. That's tough. I will eat that L. That's a huge L by me. And shout out K-State for balling. They had a tremendous run there. That was actually the first overtime game of the tournament, too. That one against Michigan State.
There wasn't not a ton of overtimes.
Yeah. Crazy game. The one game that really stood out to me was the ending, at least, of Gonzaga versus UCLA. That was an amazing back and forth game as well. You had Amari Bailey hit a game winner. We thought it was a game winner with 8 seconds left, and then Julian Strother just comes down and just bangs a tray ball. It was an incredible finish to that game, and it's tough that they had to win like that just to get absolutely ran through in the Elite Eight by UConn. So let's jump to the Elite Eight now. We don't need to talk about that game, but wow, did they just give it to them? I mean, right from the tip, and then once Drew Timmy got in trouble or foul trouble, it was over.
Yeah,
It was
you knew
done.
it was over at that point. The Creighton San Diego State game was nutty though. I wanted my Big East repping team to make the Final Four, but it wasn't meant to be.
Can
we put some respect on the Big East name though now? Can we stop with the dog in the Big East now, or what?
They're good. They are good.
All right.
I think they just get the hate though, because they get the hate because a lot of the better teams seem to choke a lot. Am I wrong by saying that? Like Marquette, for example?
Yeah, true. They definitely choked.
But yeah, no, Big East is proving everyone wrong. That's for sure. FAU K-State. Here we go with another K-State incredible game. FAU was able to squeak that one out. And what a freaking Marquise Noel go for that game. It was something ridiculous.
Yeah, that was
pulling up the box score up. He had 30 and 12. 30 points, 12 assists.
Yeah.
Finished the tournament, 23 points per game, 13 assists per game.
Nuts.
What? This dude's 5'8", Spinny.
Yep. And you're telling me Caitlin Clark wouldn't be a great player playing in men's basketball, and this dude can do this.
Hey, okay. But I don't think she's as quick as this dude.
No, she's not. She's a way better shooter, though.
Oh, absolutely. But a lot of this dude's buckets are like he's creating his own shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he's burning his man enough that everyone else is open.
Right.
No one could guard him off the dribble. Michigan State could not stay in front of him off the dribble.
No
one at all. And not really in this game either. FAU couldn't really stay in front of him off the dribble either.
Which is crazy to think because they're just all perimeter defenders pretty much.
Literally.
On FAU. Literally. That's what entices me about this FAU SDSU matchup because they are so similar styles. Yeah. They've just got some dogs on the perimeter, dude. They can sit down and guard. It's fun to watch. What do you think, I should say, about the hate that this Final Four is receiving? Because it's a bunch of no ones. What do you think about that?
There's hate either way. There was hate last year when it was all blue buds, and there's hate this year when it's nobody. So you just don't get to be happy. So,
but it's like the same people too, and it's like,
what do you want?
This is what y'all wanted. This is what y'all wanted.
Like, what do you want? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought it's been good so far. I mean, honestly, it actually, for once, the tournament's pretty much went how I thought. Like, not from a teams I pick perspective, but from a parity perspective.
Yeah. No, I completely agree there. Before we give our Final Four predictions, I do have to ask you, I'm going to go back to the SDSU Creighton game. The ending, the call, the foul. What were your thoughts about that? I know that got a lot of heat. I'm interested to hear what you guys say.
Yeah, I don't love it. Now, I'm going to preface this all with a classic cop-out thing that everyone says, and that's it was a foul. Like, if we want to get the textbook out and throw it down, sure. But I'm going to use this example. The one time, the opposite example, coaching last year, I had this ref, and there's a big focus on not calling doubles in volleyball right now. And she was like calling doubles by the book the whole game. And it was like, there's no way she can do this the whole game. She did. She called us for both teams for more doubles than they had been called the entire season before that, but called it consistently throughout the game. Mad respect. This was the opposite. They didn't call any fouls. Nobody called any fouls the whole time. They let physical ass plays go.
The displacement of an airborne shooter. They didn't call any of those.
No, none of them.
No.
And now we decide to, like, to me, that's either falling into the pressure of the moment by the official or rigging the game or wanting one team to win or whatever. Like,
I mean, those are the only logical
answers. Those are the only options. And obviously the former is the one that everyone should and does believe that it is, but it's just like, holy cow, how can we just rock the inconsistency like that?
Yeah, no, that's all that stood out to me too. There was people that were trying to say it's not a foul. It is a foul, but given the context of the game, they could have definitely gone without calling it since they.
And there was worse.
There was worse ones.
100,000 worse fouls that they didn't call.
No doubt. Yeah, absolutely. So we're in agreement there. Final Four now. FAU versus San Diego State. Who do you got?
I just
I'm
want to say
rocking.
one last thing that I forgot, though. If I was Creighton's coach, I would have been hot.
Oh, he was hot. You see
He
him?
was hot. Yeah.
He
I
was
would have
livid.
been. Yeah.
There's a reason they didn't tee him up because I promise you he was saying things that should have given him a technical, but the refs knew they messed up. So
Yeah, definitely.
Who do you got? I got San Diego State
Yeah.
in this one.
You know what? I'm gonna take FAU. Screw it.
All right.
Usually this stuff ends like
The Cinderella runs.
Yeah, the Cinderella runs end in the Final Four. So I see why you picked San Diego State, but FAU's been proving me wrong the whole time, so why the heck not?
This one is based off the tournament, at least. This one is a bigger toss-up to me than the other one. Like we were just saying, they play similar styles. They're all perimeter-oriented. They're small. Neither of them have like a lot of imposing bigs down low. So that one really entices me in that regard. But the UConn game, I think that one, based on how they've been playing, I don't know if Miami can stick with UConn, man. They can just get it done everywhere. They finish on you. They can hit threes. They're going to out-rebound you. That's for damn sure. They're going to get at least 10-plus O boards. That's for sure.
True.
So are you picking UConn or Miami?
I'm picking UConn.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they prove it to me too much against Gonzaga. So we're taking UConn.
Championship. I got to pick UConn over San Diego State. Exactly what I just said. They just get it done in too many ways. They were actually my sleeper team to make it out of that region. Spinny, shout out to you as well. San Diego State was a sleeper team for you to make it out of that region. You had said all they needed to do is beat Alabama. They on paper
and they beat Alabama.
So shout out to you for that. But yeah, UConn, I just think they're just too deep, too loaded everywhere. They're able to get past San Diego State and national champions. I know we had this conversation for Nova, but does this make UConn a blue blood with 3 titles in our lifetime on the last 20 years?
Yeah, I mean, it almost makes them more of a blue blood too because it was multiple coaches, right?
3 different coaches, yeah.
Yeah. What was the other one? Like Kemba won one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Shabazz Napier won when he was older. So like
that team won with Shabazz?
Yeah. They were a lower seed. I can't tell you the seed off the top of my head. They were not a top seed in either of those tournament wins, just like they are now. They're a 4 seed.
Yeah. True. I'm gonna take UConn too. I mean, FAU is not winning the national title. I just can't see it happening.
Hey, so not that we're rooting against that.
Though, no, right? that is who I will be rooting for the entire time.
Yes,
FAU is my team for the Final Four. Yes. I'm claiming them for the Final Four. So
yeah, I'm totally okay with them winning. Honestly, though, other than UConn, this is the first Final Four appearance for all 3 of these teams. So it would be pretty neat to see any of these teams win the title other than UConn, like to get their first ever title. So I think that's potentially something pretty neat that we're going to get to see here in these next couple days. Saturday is Final Four and Monday's the championship. So looking forward to that. Well, should we get our guests on here and talk about baseball, even though I said we clearly shouldn't be allowed to?
Yeah, I suppose we should get
Ichiro. Should get our guest to help us out, right?
The rattiest rat himself, Mr. Brendan Kienlen.
We're throwing shots before he gets on the show.
At least I was on time, Spinny.
True.
Wow.
True.
Got a point there.
We don't start till Spinny shows up.
Well, duh.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way.
Hey, I communicated. All I gotta say.
Yeah. What do you guys want to talk about?
Well, I'm just surprised you haven't reamed us yet for not knowing about Ichiro or Trevor Hoffman. But
I was shaking my head in the backstage. I was shaking my head.
Did you know they were number 51 right away?
Ichiro. Right, I didn't know Trevor Hoffman. But like Ichiro, that's
something I should have known.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now we need you to show us your expertise here. So what we're going to talk about first? Y'all want to talk about some sleeper teams or what?
Sure.
I don't even know if we should listen to Spinny after last year's sleeper team prediction of the Detroit Tigers.
I honest to goodness, almost put them on again as my sleeper team.
Oh my!
No lie, I did.
You need to start. You need to start now. Who is your AL?
My sleeper team is the Orioles. I think everyone thinks they're about a year away, and they probably are. But I just have a little faith in them. The young guys balling out more than we think they will, and obviously the pitching staff is more of the concern with them. So I think some of the young pitchers come through maybe a year or two before they think, and I don't know, we get a little. Well, I'm not going to give away too much for later because we'll have the Orioles come up again, but I definitely have sleeper team vibes for the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, and the Yankees are already bit by the injury bug. So that's not a good way to start the season.
Severino and Rodon.
And Tommy Kahnle. Who else? They had like 5 arms on the IL coming into the season. Oh, there goes Spinny.
All right, we'll just continue it though. Wasn't that your team? Weren't you telling me that you like the Orioles as well?
Yeah, I think there's an opportunity for them. Another East Coast team that I could see nabbing a second wild card spot, the Miami Marlins, would actually be pretty interesting.
Really? You got to explain that one a little bit. Because there's definitely listeners right now that don't know absolutely anything about the Miami Marlins.
Right, yeah.
You picked the Marlins as your sleeper team? Sorry, my computer just decided.
He picked the Orioles as well.
Oh.
Yeah, but there is some plausible reasoning behind the Marlins making the playoffs as a second wild card team. So last year, the Phillies constructed defensively probably one of the worst teams to ever grace a baseball field. And
yeah, they made the World Series.
Right. And people knew, like, it was basically an experiment. It's like, okay, we have this offensive juggernaut. We basically just need to strike everybody out because if the ball's in play, it's not going to be good. And it worked. But I'm not sure how well it can work again, even with the pickups that they've made. That being said, I think they'll still make the playoffs. I don't think they'll win the division. I think they'll get the first wild card spot. I think the Braves will win the division. And the Mets.
Are you eventually trying to tell me here that you got 4 AL East teams in the playoffs?
This is I don't think the Mets are going to make the playoffs.
Whoa!
Really? Okay. Don't dive into that too much because we will touch on that later.
Okay.
Y'all got to keep listening to hear Brendan's reasoning for that. Continue with the Marlins.
They're just a really good young team. They got the pitching staff led by Alcantara. Okay. They just picked up Arias, he's going to be a steady bat in the lineup, which they really lacked. They had a lot of streaky guys, or like Jesus Sanchez, who strikes out 40 times in 3 weeks, and then he hits like 12 bombs in the next 5 games, So I think if they get hot late, there could be a chance. I think the Mets are too old. They needed another bat. They didn't get one. They have a couple holes. Unless Brett Beatty turns out for them at third base, I don't know. I mean, Verlander's already on the IL.
How old is Brett? He's got to be what? Like
Brett Beatty?
Yeah, he's 23 or something. Yeah.
So, just a bold prediction because Spinny put me on the spot by taking the Orioles. So,
well, I kind of like the Rangers this year as well. Obviously, just like the Twins, they come down to health. If Grom can stay healthy, they will be good. They also signed Nathan Eovaldi. Is that how you actually say his last name?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And Andrew Heaney. They still have Martin Perez. That's not by any means the best starting rotation in the majors, but that is maybe a good enough one to get into the playoffs as a wild card team. So that's my sleeper team. Another weird fact here: 17 straight years there has been a losing team from the previous season to make the playoffs in the MLB. 17 and 27 of the last 28 years it has happened. So they had a losing record last year. Maybe this is the team that comes up and does something. Corey Seager, another reason. He was viewed as the number one in MLB that's most positively affected by these new rules based off his expected batting average and things like that. So if he's able to replicate what he did last year and improve on that, he could be looking at an MVP type season. And an underrated guy on our team, Adolis Garcia, he's flirting with 30-30 numbers, 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. He did last year. Maybe with the new rules, he's able to hit that 30 stolen base mark. So Rangers could be a sleeper as well.
Yeah, I like that. I don't think I could tell you a single reliever on the Rangers.
That's like the issue, though, right? Like I couldn't name you one either. So that's their biggest drawback is their bullpen.
I will have Andrew Heaney on my fantasy team at least once this year. 100% will.
He bounces around a lot.
Yeah.
Spinny, did you have a sleeper team from the NL?
A sleeper team from the NL? No, I didn't. I just did one sleeper team. Honestly.
I just want to shout out the Diamondbacks, and that's essentially the same reason as the Orioles. They got all these young studs. They're potentially a year out, like Spinny said for the Orioles, but that's another team that could maybe make that jump. Another team that finished with a losing record last year, 74-88, which was actually 22 win increase from the year before. So they're trending in the right direction. So keep your eye out on the Diamondbacks. How about breakout players
big this year?
The Giants, 100%.
Yeah, they should have been. They should have been selling at the deadline so hard last year. Yeah. They had that magical 2021 season, and then they just got lost in that. They couldn't get over that. It's like you're not where you need to be. Then they tried to sign Correa, didn't happen.
Yeah,
but
just a shit show. Yeah, I'm totally with you there, 100%. How about breakout players, though? Who do you guys like to make that next jump this year?
I took a weird angle with this one because, like,
okay,
this guy is already good, and we know he's going to be already good, but I took the breakout player as from already good to, like, top of the league good. And that's
like I did with Alcantara last year.
Yeah, and we're going Spencer Strider for the same reasons.
Brendan's guy.
Yeah, Brendan's guy. I honestly think, well, you'll see later what I think about him, but I definitely think this guy could be a top 5 pitcher in the NL this year, right now. So I just have faith in him. The sophomore slump is a thing for sure, especially for pitchers, but I don't know. I just think he might be too good for that. I think we might have another ace on our hands.
I seriously think he could be the next 300 strikeout guy.
He fans them down, dude. It's that rate he was at last year as a rookie was so incredible.
He had over 200 strikeouts and
in like what 140,
146 innings, I want to say.
Yeah.
But I'm pulling it up right now.
I mean, that's an 11 or so K9. I would imagine, maybe even a little higher.
131 innings, 202 strikeouts.
Yeah.
I mean, what more can you ask for?
Oh, and he didn't win Rookie of the Year, by the way. His teammate did.
Yeah, he lost it to Michael Harris. I mean,
he had a great season. That one really shocked me. I thought for sure Strider was going to win that.
Yeah, I think Harris is going to be a top of the league outfielder, so they probably could have shared the award. And this is why I said that they should have Rookie of the Year pitcher and Rookie of the Year position players, because it's just, it's like the old MVP debate before they started giving out the MVP to just batters, basically. And then the Cy Young was always there, but like Verlander won an MVP. It's like, how do you weigh a pitcher against a hitter? It's just kind of a tough thing, but
no, absolutely is. Who do you like to break out this year, Brendan?
I'm gonna have to give some love to one of our Twins boys. I think Jose Miranda is gonna hit 295, 30 home runs.
290?
Yeah.
30 dingers?
95 ribbies.
What?
Yep, I think so. This is
Okay.
I mean,
what were his numbers again last year? You got to at least tell me his batting average, because that 295 seemed pretty high.
Well, he was
or was he
330 plus guy in the minors.
Yep.
And he had a lot of exposure to major league pitching last year. I think he's going to take a big step forward. He hit 268 last year as a rookie, 15 home runs, 66 RBIs. I mean,
and how many games is that in? Do you have that?
That was in, well, it was 400 at bats. So, like, if he plays over 90% of the games, he'll get 600 at bats.
Yeah. So those production numbers,
games.
Those production numbers could go up a little bit purely based on that.
Right. So, like, if that was 125 games, if he plays another 40, 25 home runs is pretty, like, realistic. Even if he's hitting them at the same pace, but if he like really finds his stride and gets into a power surge, like, he could get to 30 home runs. He's got the bat to ball skills. He doesn't strike out a lot. I don't know. I think he'll.
Man, I hope you're right. I absolutely hope you're right.
That'd be sick.
Yes, that would be so awesome.
If he hits like that, the trio of him, Buxton, and Correa is just going to be nasty. So, yeah, Miranda's my guy.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of need him to be good for my prediction that I'll have later. But my guy is pretty similar reasoning to Spinny. I think he's going to take that next leap, and he's going to be a top 5 pitcher this year. That's Christian Javier from the Astros.
Ooh.
Absolutely amazing numbers last year. The thing is, he only pitched 148 innings. So can he get to that 180 to 200 range and replicate these numbers? That's the question, obviously. I think he can. He's entering his 4th year, age 26. Like, this is pretty prime years for a pitcher. And he was in the 82nd percentile or above in these key categories for these new rules. Expected batting average, expected slugging, hard hit percentage, and strikeout and whiff percentage. So the numbers are there. He had a 2.54 ERA with 194 Ks, 11.7 K per 9, which would have been 3rd if he pitched enough innings, but he didn't. So he didn't qualify. So he's already up there. Like I said, it's going to come down to if he can pitch 180 plus innings, which I think he will. They're going to need to rely on that arm a lot more with Verlander out now. So I like Christian Javier to be a sneaky Cy Young candidate this year.
So Framber and Javier coming for best pitching duo or what?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Most underrated pitching duo for sure.
Yes, 100%.
Especially going into the season for sure. That might change by the end, but I think the Astros are going to be just fine without Verlander, and I don't hate the decision on letting him walk.
I completely agree there.
Yeah.
Well, Spinny, you got the tunes ready. I think we know what time it is.
Do we know yet? I don't know. It might be a little early, even. I don't know. I'm kind of.
It's time for you to lose for like the 8th straight episode.
We're winning today, boys. Winning today.
Shout out Spinny for this beverage that I'm having, this cranberry juice. Thank you. It's very good. I appreciate it. It's the winner's beverage.
Well, then you better be driving a nice little hour-and-a-half trip when you're done with it, then bringing it to me, because that's who's winning.
You're not with my questions today, brother.
Today either.
You already know all my questions are MLB based, so you
are mine. So
really?
Are mine. Yes, sir.
About time.
Well, I obviously get to ask last since I am the current defending champion.
Shut up. I never pulled that crap either, but I'll ask first. Who has the best odds currently, according to FanDuel, for NL MVP?
I think I know.
I have a guess. I don't know if I'm right. He's got to be top 3. Juan Soto.
Brendan?
I'm gonna go Pete Alonso.
Juan Soto is the correct
Hmm.
answer.
Damn.
Let's go. That's 1 point. Starting off
Plus
hot.
550, Betts plus 950, Acuna plus 1,000. Top 3.
Okay.
All right,
Brendan?
I'll go. Which former Twin is highest on the career home run leaderboard?
He's a current player then? Or
Former Twin.
former Twin, though?
Played for the Twins at some point.
So is he playing now for a team?
No.
Because, like, if you said former Twin and he's an old player, that just means what Twin is the most home runs on the home run list, right?
Yeah, this is an easy question, and you're asking for a hint. Now you don't get one on the hard one.
Well, you said player. I'm dumb. I thought you said pitcher.
Oh, no, player.
Okay.
I just thought the wording was weird, saying former player. Anyway,
Man,
I know who it is.
This man is not getting a Bartolo Colon question past me again.
I know.
It's not happening. I thought he was throwing something out for Bartolo again, man. It's not happening. Okay. Number 1 home runs, Twins history, Harmon Killebrew final answer.
Harmon Killebrew.
Okay. I thought maybe I could fool you guys into saying David Ortiz if I said former Twin.
Oh,
Ortiz is only about 30 home runs behind, so.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay, now I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. My easy question. Who led the MLB with 199 hits last year and was second in average with 325?
I gotta guess. I don't know though.
I got one too.
High contact hitters.
Jeff O'Neill.
I was gonna say Alex Bregman.
Oh man. You think Alex Bregman batted 325?
I don't know. I didn't have a
That's it. Spinny. Who won the batting title last year in the
Luis
AL?
Arraez.
So why'd you guess Bregman?
What do you mean? You said second in the AL.
Yeah, but
No,
Arraez
I said second in MLB.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I thought you said second in the AL.
Do you want another guess?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't deserve another guess.
The answer is Freddie Freeman, a non-all-star from last
I
season.
should have known. I should have fucking known that. We talked about that. We fucking talked about it like 3 days ago.
Jeff O'Neill win the batting title?
Jeff, you're talking about Jeff McNeil?
McNeil, yeah.
Yeah. 326. 1 point ahead of Freeman.
Yeah. I had Freddie on my team last year. I don't know how I messed that up.
Didn't make the All-Star game. Fun fact. I'm still mad about that. Okay,
Yeah.
Spinny. Medium
All
question.
right, medium question. So this is a number. If it's a half number, I'm not saying that it is, but if it is, you get the number below and above it. Both would be correct. Over under win total number for the Los Angeles Dodgers this year, according to FanDuel.
Like what their over-unders is set at?
Yeah, what's the over under set at?
And we don't have any param or like we have to get the number exactly. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying you have to if it's a half number, you get the number below it and the number above it correct for that half number. You don't have to get it right to the half number.
Gotcha.
Plus or minus 1 from your guess.
I'm gonna go 90.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 90, 96 and a half.
Wow, Bus nailed it on the money. 96 and a half.
Wow. I don't think they're gonna win that many games.
I don't either. I thought it was crazy high. That's why I brought it up because I couldn't believe it was that high.
It's obviously just based off the fact they won 111 games last year. So
yeah.
Because 96, that's 15 games. Like You think they're going to win 15 less games? That's kind of their thought process there. I think they will, actually. I think they'll finish worse than that. But interesting. I get 2 points. Let's go. I'm killing y'all, Spinny. What's going on, bro? I'm just kidding. We'll see if you can come back. Brendan, what's your question?
There are 4 players in the 700 home run club. Who is the next closest?
I have an answer. Wait.
Do you?
I'm dumb. No, I don't anymore.
I don't know if this.
Were you going to say Albert Pujols?
I have a guess. This guy might have 700, so I feel like an idiot, but we're going to stick with it.
Well, that was going to be me. I was going to say Albert Pujols, and I was like, oh, yeah, I kind of just got 700 last year. So, wow, I can't believe I feel like I should know this. I have a
really good guess, so I'm going to let you go first.
No, I'm going to let you go first. You're the one who.
Alex Rodriguez.
Really? A-Rod as well. That was my guess, too.
Yeah,
it's got to be A-Rod, right?
That's 696. He's 4 away. Obviously not going to get him.
Just comes back and gets him.
Shut up, City. All right. Actually, I gotta check the score of this one. It will change the wording of my question a little bit.
You got that stupid crap right, Bus. Jeez.
Yeah, man. You ain't catching me, bro. I'm telling you. All right. Which team could set the record this year with 11 straight opening day wins? They are tied with some 1800s team, I don't know, with 10 straight opening day wins. Let me look. Oh, okay. So they didn't break the record because they lost. So what's the team that is tied for the most opening day wins in a row?
I'm just gonna be stupid with this one.
You just gotta.
I have no idea.
Just gotta think about the good teams, man.
It's kind of a hard question because it's like, just because you win opening day doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, is it actually a good team, or is it gonna be like the Reds or some dumb shit like that?
I feel like I gave you a pretty good hint.
The Milwaukee Brewers.
I'm gonna say St. Louis Cardinals.
You guys both guessed pretty good teams, but not the best team, aka the defending champion, Houston Astros.
Oh.
Have won 10 straight opening day games till they lost to the White Sox. Awesome. We love that. Maybe that should have been a hard question. I'm sorry. I don't know. I thought maybe you guys would randomly throw up the Astros.
I'm on my A game today.
Yeah, headed into the hard round. I have 6 points. Spinny has 3. Brendan, you have 0. Spinny, your hard question.
What are the Twins' current odds to win the AL Central? According to
Man, you're on the betting grind today, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So you're asking for like for example, like a plus 400 number or something like that.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go plus 750.
Plus 550.
Jeez, you guys are haters. Twins plus 200.
Oh wow! What are the Guardians?
Best odds?
Guardians plus 115. Twins plus 200. White Sox plus 260.
I never look at these things, so I have like no clue.
Yeah, I didn't realize all the odds would be that low.
So that's like you bet $100 for the Guardians, you'd win 115. For the Twins, you'd win 200. For the White Sox, you'd win 260.
Yeah,
you're right.
That was a brutal guess on
my part.
The odds stuff.
For some reason, I thought the Guardians would be like plus 400. So I thought my plus 550 was like close enough, but that was terrible, I guess. Brendan, what's your hard question?
Who holds the World Series record for most strikeouts by a pitcher? So, like, which pitcher holds the World Series record for most strikeouts in a series.
And in the series, okay.
Yeah. In a single series.
Yep.
If it's the person I'm thinking of, I'm gonna burn your house down, Brendan. I'm just letting you know.
Interesting. Huh. Who does
No
Spinny
comment.
hate? It must mean it's someone Spinny hates.
You're guessing first, boss.
Man, I don't know if I even have a guess. I'm trying to think of someone who just fans pitchers or batters that's made a World Series. Oof.
It is not an active player, by the way.
Oh, okay. Spinny, I think knows what it is, the way he's reacted. Oh, not an active player. Okay, well.
You gonna guess somebody or?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of guys that have won World Series. Let's just go Andy Pettitte.
Okay. If it's Bartolo Colon, I'm gonna burn your house.
No.
down. I'm just letting you know.
Why did I know? Please
But
tell me.
Is that your guess, Spinny?
I don't know. Or do I want to say
Give me
Pedro? I
Bartolo
feel like it's
anxiety.
Pedro.
Better lock in.
Bartolo Colon, final answer.
You're both wrong. It's Sandy Koufax.
Oh, okay. So my Pedro guess was gone.
How badass would that be if it was Bartolo Colon, though?
I just thought.
If you actually snuck that in after I literally said to start trivia.
No.
Oh, man.
Sandy Koufax, that's a gettable question, though. Yeah, okay. Respect that.
Okay, Spinny, you're screwed because you're not getting this whole question right.
The whole question? You're such
a
rat.
I figured I'd give 1 point apiece because it's going to be too hard to name all three of these stadiums. I think. Maybe I'm totally wrong, and y'all know. You have to name what team plays at these stadiums. 1 point each. SunTrust Park.
One at a time? We're doing this?
If you want, I don't know. I just figured that'd probably be easier for you guys.
All right.
To think of one at a time rather than three at once.
SunTrust is the Marlins. Spinny?
That was my guess. I'm going to say Marlins. That was my guess, too. Sorry. I'll go first for the next one.
Incorrect.
Is it the Reds?
It's the Braves.
Oh, what?
Busch Stadium.
Cardinals.
Correct. 1 point each. And the last one, Rogers Center.
Blue Jays.
Blue Jays, correct.
Fuck! Sorry, Hardies and Hardos, but
you lost by one.
I missed it on the stupid Braves question. Oh, God.
Let's go. The pain. I am taking a screenshot of that right there, Spitty. Just the head up. That is amazing. I came in with the 7-point lead. I am now up by 8 points on you, bro. 8 points, dog.
Oops.
136 I have. Spinny, I only need 14 points to get to 150. We're having a race, y'all, to 150. Spinny will have a punishment. We haven't decided yet.
Thank goodness, because now I'm not going to let it be that bad. Sorry, Hardies and Hardos. I've choked for you on the trivia grind recently, and sorry for the language used on this pod, but I couldn't help it after that loss.
Let's
the first
go.
time I've ever heard that word.
Oh,
I know.
Man. All right, y'all. Let's finish this episode. Let's talk some standings predictions. First, playoff predictions here. Why don't we start with the AL East? Who do y'all got winning? I got the Yankees.
I don't know. I think I'm with Spinny here. I think the Jays are going to pull it out.
Jays, baby,
Okay.
Jays.
Y'all got to give me some sort of reason in here because I don't know.
The Chris Bassett ad, huge, obviously. And then the 2 injuries to Severino and Rodon, obviously huge, as well as the additions of Kevin Kiermaier, allowing those other 2 outfielders to.
They added Brandon Belt as well.
Yeah, we get Springer in right and probably Varsho. How do you say his name?
Dalton
right? Varshow's in left. So just gives them a way better defense, which was part of their issues last year, and defense and pitching, and they improved both those categories. Hopefully Barrios can be like not unbelievably awful, and as a 4 starter, then he'd be good. I know Gosman's had some struggles with the pitch clock and kind of changing his pitching form because of that, but I think he'll come out of that, and they'll have one of the best pitching staffs in the AL.
Jordan Romano is a dog closer.
Mm-hmm.
He is. That's a great closer.
And obviously they have Manoah as well.
Right, yeah. I really like the Blue Jays' depth. I mean, Spinny, you mentioned they brought in Kiermaier and Brandon Belt, but they also brought in Whit Merrifield at the trade deadline last year. And that's a lot of positional versatility because Merrifield plays second base and he plays any position in the outfield. Belt plays first base and second base. So, like, you got these older kind of veteran players that have positional versatility, have been on competitive teams before. I believe Merrifield was part of those Royals teams that went deep into the playoffs and won that one World Series. So they have the leadership, they have the depth. How many starting pitchers do they have on this team?
Ridiculous.
Because
6 for sure.
Well, Alek Manoah, Jose Barrios, Gosman, Bassett, that's 4. Ryu.
They still have him? Oh my god.
And
Yusei Kikuchi. And then I feel like we're forgetting one.
In terms of vets, I don't think we are. Maybe a younger guy we might be. But
so
6 for sure.
Ryu's your 5.
Ryu or Kikuchi. I mean, whichever one.
That's ridiculous.
Ryu kind of had a step back last year, but
true.
Well, he's really old and has battled a lot of injuries, so
yeah,
kind of expected at this point.
Forearm tendonitis or whatever is going on with him. But yeah, I like the Blue Jays in the East.
I do think the Yankees will be able to squeak it out a little bit. I do like the Blue Jays though a lot. They are one of my 2 teams that I could see winning the AL, and the other being the Astros. So those would be my 2 teams that I'm going to pick the Astros.
Yankees winning the AL, even though you picked them over the Blue Jays.
They're going to do what they always do, Spinny. They're going to win the East and lose right away in the playoffs.
All right,
unless they play the Twins.
Then I don't have faith. I just don't have faith in the Yankees. They haven't showed me anything in the last couple of years. I think a team like the Blue Jays, for the exact reasons you guys said, could unseat them in the playoffs. But ultimately, I'm still rocking with the Astros. Last year's World Series champions. I think they're going to win the AL again. So let's jump to the West now. Obviously, I have the Astros winning the West. You guys as well? Or are we going Mariners?
No.
I think the Mariners, the pitching staff is so good, but I question the hitting lineup. Like, obviously, J-Rod's a beast, but I think there's guys in the lineup that need to really step up if they want any hope of. I don't think they're going to win the division, but if they want to pull out a wild card spot, like, a lot of that lineup has to step up.
And the Stros are just a better team. Like, let's be real.
Oh, yeah.
Way better roster.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Central, I'm rocking with our Twins. I think the question obviously is health. If we're able to stay healthy, I think we are actually the most talented team. I actually genuinely believe that. So I'm going to rock with the Twins and be a homer.
I'm rocking the Twins too. My caveat is actually, though, not the Guardians, it's the White Sox, because
I'm not scared of the White Sox.
If Lynn, I'm scared of Lynn and Giolito going back to the old Lynn and Giolito.
Okay, that's fair, but
because then we got Cease and Lynn and Giolito, and that's a real conversation.
That's what I'm taking this one right there. But yeah, the Guardians always.
Tristan McKenzie could be something special as well, and if that happens, then obviously he's the Guardians' X factor.
I think the scary thing is like he hasn't even hit his ceiling yet.
No.
But I think he's flashed it.
Yeah.
He's definitely flashed it.
And I think he's kind of reeled in some of his bigger issues. Like initially when he came up, the walks were just at an outrageous rate. Like I think, what did he have in one start? He went 4 innings. He had 10 strikeouts and 7 walks or something insane.
Yeah.
His rookie year. And it's just like, my God, obviously the 7 walks are concerning, but the 10 strikeouts in 4 innings tells you, like that's not a fluke.
No.
And you can learn pitch location. So
yeah, you can learn control.
I think if he kind of gets to filling out his potential this year, that's going to be an issue because obviously Bieber's going to be consistent. The rest of that rotation is kind of a question mark to me, but they
do have one of the best closers in the game, Emmanuel
right?
Clase
Yeah,
as well.
And like Jose's doing Jose things.
Jose, going to put up MVP like numbers again for sure, no doubt about it.
Steven Kwan? Question mark. Batting title champion, batting title contender.
Potentially, he could potentially do it. Let's jump to wild card though, since we're talking about these teams. In order for me, I got first wild card Blue Jays, then Mariners, then the Guardians. I'm thinking the Guardians get back into the playoffs. I think they're just going to continue to outplay people's expectations. I feel like people still are kind of down them a little bit. I feel like a lot of people, me included, doubted them going into last year, and they were very good last year. And I can anticipate happening again. Steven Kwan, like Spinny said, you got a bunch of young guys like that around an MVP type player in Jose Ramirez with at least 2 aces. That bodes well for the Cleveland Guardians, as much as I hate to admit it. Because I hate our division rivals. But who do you guys got in the wild card?
I don't think the Mariners are going to make the playoffs.
Ooh,
so I think
they're 90+ wins last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they needed to add another bat or 2, and they didn't get one. Since we have the Blue Jays winning the East, I got the Yankees making it. Part of me looking at the Rays has doubts, but I do that like every year, and then
it's the Rays. It's the Rays, man.
And then they always find a way to at least be in the conversation, like at the end of the year. So I think the Rays might be a sneaky team, and then I think the Rangers actually might nab a wild card.
I like that. I went Yanks, Mariners, Orioles as my 3 AL wildcard teams. Like I said, they kind of let it in. I think the Orioles might hit it off a year ahead, and now they're not going to have to play the East as much. Division games going down from 67 to 52 for this upcoming season. So a lot more games against the bum AL Central. And so I think that bodes well for Baltimore, and they could make something run early and sneak in.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are interesting.
And with the lengthening of Camden Yards, their crappy pitching isn't quite as big of a deal as it was.
Yeah.
That's a great point. That is a great point right there. So who do you guys have winning the AL? I've already said I'm picking the Astros. Astros?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to pick them, but
I don't want to pick them at all.
Every year. They show me every year.
I think potentially the Blue Jays could beat them in a 7-game series. Obviously
Agreed.
Barring that the top guys are healthy. But I don't know. It's baseball. It's a long season. For all we know, the Astros could be banged up with injuries, although they never seem to be.
Never.
So
should we go awards in the AL and just sweep the AL before we go back? All right.
Let's sweep the AL. MVP. Does any of you guys have anyone other than Shohei Ohtani?
No.
I do.
Really?
I picked somebody else. I did. I went out on a limb here. I had to make it. I was trying to pick someone that wasn't Shohei, and so given my playoff picks, the only reason this team really made it into the playoffs, and that is early early MVP winner, Julio Rodriguez.
Bill Rodriguez.
That's who I picked to win the MVP.
Okay, here's the only thing. I could see something like that happening, but you do remember from this past season, it took a home run record-breaking season from Judge to beat Ohtani for MVP. That is the only reason why Judge won MVP. Only reason.
Yeah, I mean, Shohei plus 220, Judge plus 700, Trout plus 900, Julio plus 950. That's top 4.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. And then I would throw Jose Ramirez in there probably at 5. I don't know if that's who he is.
Plus 1,500, Jordan Alvarez plus 1,200.
Oh, yeah, I like Jordan too.
It's just tough because Shohei won it in 2021, and then he went out in 2022 and had arguably a better season.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say arguably. I think it was a better season, and then he didn't win it. Obviously, Judge broke the AL home run record, so but Shohei does things every day that nobody has ever done in the history of the sport, and people are like, "Yeah, Babe Ruth," but yet he wasn't a pitcher and a hitter at the same time. Like those weren't really concurrent things. So
he did them both separately.
Right, and he played against plumbers.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
Main issue with Ohtani, though, I must say, before we jump to Cy Young, the main issue with Ohtani you could run into is the Angels just stink. They suck. The record's terrible. And, some purists out there put heavy, heavy emphasis on team performance for MVP. So that could come back and bite him in the butt because I still have zero faith in the Angels. I don't care what everybody says. They suck.
No, they're going to be a mediocre, dog water team.
They'll be mid like always.
Ceiling is like 82 wins, 85. That's like ceiling.
That would be an amazing year.
Yeah.
For the Angels.
Yeah. Seriously.
Ooh.
All right, Cy Young. I'm rocking Dylan Cease. Came out on a hot start tonight, so I'm glad I picked him. What do you have? Like 6 2/3 with 10 strikeouts and 2 hits tonight, or something incredible. He finished second last year. He had a 189 batting average allowed last year. That is absolutely ridiculous. 30% K rate. Like, are you kidding me? 2.20 ERA, which is third in MLB, and he's also top 5 in strikeouts. So this might be too obvious of an answer. Maybe sometimes there's like a sneakier pick that comes in and wins. But I think Dylan Cease gets it done this year.
He was the first person to pop into my head when I started thinking about it, which is it's so weird because it always gets joked that like the AL Central is the worst division in baseball, and then there's always guys from the division like in conversation for awards. But I don't know. I think Garrett Cole's gonna have himself a year. I'm gonna go Cole for the Cy Young.
That's where I went.
Finally gets it done, huh?
That's where I went too. I think Cole finally gets it done. Yankees might actually, for once, be a little lacking in the batting order, and I think for them to get to the point of making the playoffs where we want them to be, it might be Cole. Taking Cole.
Finally gets it done.
Finally breaks through.
We'll see. Rookie of the year. I'm rocking. I mean, both of y'all should have picked this man since you picked the Orioles. I'm picking Gunnar Henderson to win Rookie of the Year. He got experience last year at the end of the year. Didn't play enough games to count as a rookie. That's always huge to have that experience against MLB pitching already. Now he's going to get a full season on his belt now on this young and improving lineup. I think it's Gunnar Henderson's to lose. Hunter Brown would be the other one that I could see winning, but I'm going to rock Gunnar.
Yeah, 2 guys that got their little flash in the pan in September last year, and both of them really impressed me. I think Gunnar's a pretty safe bet. He's got the power speed combo.
He's the number 1 prospect in baseball.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, he literally is. 2 years in a row, they had number 1 prospect. Adley and now him.
Yep. And then they got Grayson Rodriguez coming up soon.
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to be – that's why I'm saying they might nab a wild card spot, man.
They're going to be nasty. Spinny, is that who you picked then? Or
No, I sadly picked another Yankee. I picked Trey Turner 2.0.
Anthony Volpe?
Anthony Volpe, yep.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make it happen. Definitely power and speed.
Yeah.
Stuff going on. I like what he
Made the
does.
opening day roster, so
Yeah. As much as I hate picking Yankees, I think it could happen.
I think it'll be one of those three, though. It'll be Volpe, Henderson, or Hunter Brown.
No Yoshida faith?
That's just such a like the. How old is the dude? Like
28.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Rookie of the Year should go to like a kid.
That's fair.
Whatever.
28-year-old Rookie of the Year.
Is it NL time, boys?
Yeah, it's NL time. Let's talk playoffs first. East, I'm rocking the Braves. They've won this division 5 straight years. They're about to make it 6 straight years.
Is this the best division in baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this could go a lot of ways. I think Braves, Mets, Phillies, all three of those teams.
Y'all taking them over the AL East too? I feel like the AL East is deeper.
Yeah, I'm taking them over the AL East.
Because you got to remember the Nationals are quite possibly the worst team in baseball.
Yeah, but the Marlins are good.
The Red Sox are going to be pretty on par with the Nationals. I think the Red Sox win
I don't know about that.
Maybe 10 more games than the Nationals.
Here's the thing. I think only the NL East has 3 legitimate World Series contenders in their division. That's why I'm giving it to them. The Mets, Phillies, and Braves are all legitimate World Series contenders. And I wouldn't have put the Phillies in that if they didn't just prove it to me last year.
I mean, I'm not putting the Mets in it, man.
Man, Verlander and Scherzer, man, I don't know.
They're the Mets, bro.
Yeah, but Verlander and Scherzer.
It's opening day and they're already falling apart.
Yeah, it's the Mets, bro. They're not going to do anything. I do have them making playoffs, so I'm not taking it that far. But
I have the Braves, but I think one of the things with the Mets is like Kodai Senga needs to turn out.
Yeah, they need an SP3.
Sure.
It's always a question mark when those guys come across the pond how it's going to go. So, and I think the most innings he's ever thrown in a year is like 140.
Yeah.
So what happens when you get into October and he's burnt out and he's topping out at like 89?
Yeah.
You're done. Yeah. Spinny, did you say your pick? Sorry,
the Braves. I picked the Braves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go to the West then. I'm going Padres. I will get to it in a little bit why I think so, but Soto's my MVP pick this year, so that's a big reasoning for it. They have obviously the improved lineup. They signed Xander. They re-signed Musgrove. They got the pitching staff, and I'm just more expecting more of a down season. I still have them in the playoffs as the top wild card, the Dodgers, but they're not winning 100+ games. Like they're not going to do what they did last year. Losing Trey Turner is huge. Not to mention, he's not what he used to be, obviously, but Justin Turner was a huge part of their success, and I lost him too. So, I don't know. I just don't really have as much faith in Dodgers this year, so I'm rocking the Padres.
Dodgers are taking a down year to take a legitimate shot at Ohtani. They let Turner go. They let both Turners go. They've been clearing a little cap space clear, and that's what they're shooting for, I think. And they're going to take a
great point
down year, quote unquote, to do that this year, but they'll probably still win roughly 90 games. I picked the Padres as well. Just kind of an end of an era, maybe a little bit, unless they hit on Ohtani, because if they don't, I don't know, man. Padres looking good going forward, at least for the next 4 or 5 years. But 10 of the last 11 NL West division titles to the Dodgers. So absolutely amazing run they've been on.
Yeah, I have the Padres too. The Dodgers are going to look so much different than they did even 2 years ago.
Yeah.
This year, like Freddie, it was his first year there last year. There's no more Bellinger. There's no more Jock Peterson. There's no more Justin Turner. No Corey Seager. Like these were core guys.
And no Turner. All 5 of those guys.
Yeah, and Trey Turner. He was there for a year and a half.
True.
They also lost Tyler Anderson. He
was
kind of mid before the Dodgers, but he obviously had an amazing year last year. So
yeah, Tony Gonsolin, obviously, and Kershaw too, to some extent, are injury risks.
Yep.
Dustin May is pretty much just coming off of TJ.
And
He had
Dustin May could be
6 starts
injured
last
for
year.
the whole year or best pitcher in the league. There's no
Right. Yeah.
knowing with him.
Could make him the breakout NL guy. To be honest,
He crossed my mind.
a sub 2.5 ERA out of him and 200 strikeouts is not out of the question.
No.
Because when he's not striking guys out, they're hitting the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
So I guess it all kind of depends on the defensive ability of the new guys that they brought in. Who do they even have playing shortstop?
Oh, I saw the name. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I saw it the other day, though. I had no idea who it was. I was like, okay, it'll be an interesting look for them.
Yeah,
but Walker Buehler, though's out all season, right?
Yeah.
With Tommy John or whatever? Because it happened late last year, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, because he had a down year last year, and it was very out of character for him.
And then he got hurt, and now he's
gone. And you kind of wonder if it wasn't bothering him before.
Miguel Rojas will probably be the starter.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Taylor will
probably
play there quite a bit as well.
Chris Taylor. Yeah. All right. Let's jump to the Central now. Please tell me you guys both have the Cardinals, because otherwise I'm going to have some issues here.
Yeah, I have the Cardinals.
Spinny, don't make this mistake 2 years in a row, bro. Please.
If you read my NL Central notes,
I can't read that.
It says right on it, not making same mistake twice. We're going to make the Cardinals because.
Thank you.
Yeah. As much as I wanted to troll my friend Becca again, I had to leave it. No, Cardinals. Cardinals are in. They're winning the division.
Too good. They have the reigning MVP. They have Arenado.
Too good.
Everywhere.
Yep. Super
wild cards. I'm rocking 0 other Central teams. I hate the NL Central. I think it's garbage. I'm rocking Dodgers, Mets, Phillies. 3 NL, East teams again is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm going Phillies, Dodgers, Mets in that order.
Yeah, I like Spinnies. I mean, we all just said the same 3 teams. Like I said, the Marlins could maybe surprise some people. I think they'll be an interesting team this year. Do I think it's a great chance they're going to make the playoffs? No, it's possible. But, yeah, Phillies, Dodgers, Mets, which is an interesting transition from, like, the Dodgers just outright winning the division every year.
Literally.
Right.
The Mets should have just outright won it last year, and then they blew that. What was it, 11-game lead they blew from, the beginning of August? So, I don't know. I just think the Mets are going to be a dumpster fire this year. But who knows?
We will see. NL winner. I'm rocking the Braves. I have the most faith in them. They have amazing bullpen, amazing staff, amazing batters. Are we all picking the Braves, actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a big Braves guy. I think you could make an argument for the Cardinals, but.
Agreed.
World Series, then, before we pick the NL awards. I don't remember y'all's AL, so please tell me y'all remember. I'm picking the Braves over the Astros. I don't think the Astros get it done 2 years in a row. They might surprise me. I'm picking the Braves.
How do we have the same pick? Is that what you have too, Brendan? Braves over Stros?
Yeah, it just seems the most likely. I don't know.
I know.
What?
Oh, God. No, it's not happening.
I know. We jinxed the crap out of it 100%.
Yeah,
no 100%. Way we're all going to be right like that. But
right, yeah. But baseball's a funny game. Anything could happen in a 7-game series, So,
and anything could happen with the injury bug on the season. Obviously, that's going to take out some of these teams.
I think a big thing with the Braves is how well will Vaughn Grissom. Like, obviously, when he came up last year, they needed him to come up. And he did well. He's kind of started to get exposed a little bit towards the end of the season. Isn't super acclimated to shortstop.
He actually didn't even make the opening day roster either.
Yeah.
So
I think they kind of want him to continue getting reps at shortstop in real game scenarios before they bring him up.
Yeah.
Because that's not where he had been playing in the minors. He'd been playing second base mostly. So I think his transition to shortstop and how well he handles that, he's going to come up soon. But how well he handles that is going to be kind of a big thing for the team.
NL MVPs.
I already told y'all earlier when I mentioned the
Juan
Padres.
Soto?
Juan Soto is my pick.
Brendan?
I think he's getting it done, man.
I think Austin Riley might pop 45.
Woo!
I think
That's
there's potential.
I picked Ronald Acuna.
Mm.
I think there's a chance for a big show off here from him, especially if the Braves are going off.
Yeah, it just feels like he
Finally-
missed a lot of games.
True.
He finally
maybe
is
with
over
the
that
DH
injury
now.
bug, though.
What?
I said he's finally over the injury bug. Last year, he kind of
Maybe.
came back, was still hurt. Like,
Knock on wood.
it's a fresh
Yeah.
season. You know what I mean? I just got to pick Juan Soto. 24-point increase in his expected batting average. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, shift. Yeah.
How
shift
about
heavy on Juan Soto.
Cy Youngs in the NL?
Cy Young? Do y'all even need to ask me?
Spencer Strider.
Spencer Strider. Let's go.
That is a terrible pick. Terrible pick.
Oh,
You're a
yeah.
terrible
Andy
pick.
did so good today.
Did he ball today?
You guys think a sophomore pitcher is going to win Cy Young?
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened.
All right. We're coming back to this. I'm not saying I'm going to be
Who are
right.
you picking,
But
buddy?
you two are definitely not
He's
right.
picking
There's
Sandy.
No way you two are right.
Oh,
I'm honestly
no.
picking Sandy.
Nice. Pick the favorite then.
You think he's going
There's-
to win back to back?
Yes. In the NL, this is actually a very common thing to happen. Back-to-back Cy Youngs. Look at the last 20 years, actually even longer, 23 since 2000. There's been 5 different pitchers in the NL to win back-to-back. Only one in the AL.
Do you know who they are?
I know Scherzer was one. Kershaw
Right.
was one.
Halladay?
Randy Johnson started the 2000s off. And then, who did you guys just say?
Roy
Oh,
Halladay.
Halladay?
It might be Holiday. I couldn't tell you the rest off the top of my head. But it was 5. So I'm picking them. I think their team's going to be better. He's going to get more run support this year. That might improve his win-loss record. And I have full confidence in the innings pitched, strikeouts, ERA numbers maintaining. I don't think he's going to regress, really. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but he's only 27, just entering his prime. I think we're looking at a Sandy Alcantara repeat.
It's a safe bet. Guys,
How about-
Safer bet.
How about rookies?
Rookies, same reasoning for Gunnar Henderson. I picked Corbin Carroll. He had MLB experience at the end of the season last year. Huge reason why I have the Diamondbacks as a potential sleeper team. This guy could put up similar Steven Kwan type numbers, Spinny, like your man's. He's a high contact hitter. He batted .310 in the minors in 3 seasons, by the way. This is 142 games, so basically an MLB season he played in 3 years in the minors. .310 batting average, .426 on base percentage, .588 slugging, and 1,014 OPS. 1,000 in 3 years. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous numbers. So I think that end of season call up last year helps them and being in the majors all year this year. We're obviously going to see some up and downs as we do with all rookies, but I'm not sure about any other NL rookies.
I mean, there is one
y'all
other
pick?
co-favorite. I thought Brendan might pick him.
I like Jordan Walker.
Yeah, there he
Okay.
is.
Yeah. He's only 20, though.
That's what scares me with him is he's a
Yeah.
little younger. But his power, man, that
Yeah.
dude can swing.
He's going to be insane. And, like, he's
Yeah.
come up as a third baseman, but obviously he's not going to be playing there. You know, they
Right.
have some other guy playing third base named Arenado. So,
Yeah, some Hall of Famer.
yeah, I guess they're going to be putting him in the corner outfield and kind of just depending on what stadium they're playing in, him and Lars Nootbaar are going to shift around kind of. But, yeah, I think he's got a pretty good
Lars
chance.
That's such a terrible name. I feel sorry for that man.
I think it's pretty cool. It's unique.
It's kind of funny.
Spinny's a unique name.
True. I picked Corbin Carroll too.
You picked Corbin Carroll?
Yeah. I mean, it's Carroll or Walker, right? I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, I
So,
couldn't really. I had a hard time thinking of anybody else. I didn't want to just pick those two, but I
I
couldn't
mean,
really.
unless Andrew Painter comes up and just completely deals
Right.
as a 19-year-old for the Phillies.
next best odds, Koda Senga
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Corey
yeah.
Senga.
and
If he works out for the Mets,
and Miguel Vargas.
Oh, for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not completely sold on him yet. I don't know.
I'm not either. Even
But-
though I did draft him for fantasy.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I like Walker's defensive versatility. Like if Arenado wants to DH for a day, he can go play third. Or if Goldschmidt wants to DH for a day, Arenado can go play first, and then Walker can play third. I think it helps him out a lot. Not that necessarily goes into the Rookie of the Year thing, but like,
He might get him more playing time though.
right, yeah. So
Is that it, boys? Is that?
I think that's it, man.
Preseason preview.
And for all of our Twins fans listening, we are diving into the Twins a little more next week. We'll have a Twins preview next week, so don't worry. We'll dive into them a little more. But yeah, I think that was it.
Thank you, Brendan. As always, we
all have the Braves. What?
I know. I didn't expect it.
I love those boys. That's a fun team to watch.
It is.
They are.
But can we talk about for a second Tatis, Bogarts, Machado, Soto?
Yeah, I'm going to be watching a lot of the Padres games.
Like, what?
I mean,
like, what?
I mean,
and the amount of time that
And Snell, Musgrove, and who am I?
Darvish.
And Darvish?
Darvish, yeah. And the amount of time that those guys are locked up for.
Yeah.
Just
Nutty.
crazy.
Absolutely
Nutty.
I wish the Twins would extend some of these younger guys that obviously show promise, like Miranda and Duran. Like, they're cheap right now. Just throw them another 6 years.
Pull the Tatis thing on the lower key, but like where you're extending them early to the point where.
I mean, they still paid him big. But we wouldn't have to pay these two big, and they'd still be solid.
Literally.
Duran's going to be, if they wait till free agency to sign him, they will not get him.
No.
I don't know. But the Braves are a masterclass in extending top tier talent for like pennies on the dollar.
Yep.
The Guardians just extended Andres Jimenez. It was a pretty team friendly contract. I don't know. I think we're going to start to see more of that.
As teams should.
Yeah.
As teams should.
Yep.
Well, Brandon, we appreciate you coming on, man, showing us your MLB expertise, because we clearly don't know shit since we didn't know Ichiro Suzuki, one of the best players of all time, is number 51. So
I appreciate you having me, boys. I'll try to perform better for trivia next time.
It's all right. I'm performing crappy too. Welcome to the club. Bye, Brendan. We love you.
Bye, guys.
All right, Spinny. We got to do it, man.
I'm about to drop my second F-bomb on this episode for Forbrook on this question, but I suppose we can get deep. We can get real deep.
One of our all-time guests here, Connor Forbrook. It was Q&A. He wants us to get deep, Spinny. He wants us to say
his exact words. I want you guys to get really, really soft for a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're going to get really, really soft for a little bit.
He says, I want you to say your favorite thing about your co-host, both on and off the podcast.
All right. I'll go first. On the podcast is easy, and that's just editing and organization. Jack does the main part of the editing situation on this pod, and it always looks lit, and the graphics are lit. So huge appreciation for that, as well as sending me the what we're going to talk about on the weekly in an organized fashion. So those two things.
I like being organized. Sometimes, I for the most part, I'm not very organized, but with this stuff, I feel like I need to be organized. Otherwise, it's just everywhere. My mind's just going a zillion different places. Spinny, I like your you're he starts laughing right away. Come on, man.
All right, you're right.
I'm trying to get deep over here, man. Come on. I like your ability to promote our podcast. Essentially, you're big on ideas related to that, and you were the one who got all of our gear situated. So that was huge. Shout out to everyone that bought some of our stuff. I'm repping it right now. Forbes, I know you bought some too. So Spinny, that's my favorite thing about you at the podcast is that you just have a lot of interesting ways to promote, and obviously that's important. So
off the podcast. This is
the podcast.
One.
I'll go again. I already got yours.
All right, go again.
Just your energy is always like positive. I feel like a lot of people just like gravitate towards you and like being around you. You always seem to be smiling, laughing, having a good time. And I feel like I don't think I've met a single person who has ever said a bad thing about you. And I think that's just because of your energy. You're just like positive attitude and vibe that you bring. So it's my favorite thing about you, Spinny.
Shit, I appreciate that, man. That means a lot.
Forbrook's out there crying right now.
I know Forbrook's bawling on his couch right now, just a glass of wine in his hand, just.
Oh gosh.
Favorite thing about you, Bus? Man, there's so many things. It's tough to honestly pick one, but I think. Man, I had so many things down for this one, and now I'm just like in my brain. But I think it's your ability to honestly, and this is a personal one, not necessarily what you did in like a reference overall one, but personally for me, it's your ability to call me on my BS without being a jerk or making me like, I have a tendency to not like getting called on my BS, even though I need it on the occasional basis. And there's few people in my life who can do it in a way that I respect. So that's one thing. I think,
that.
Yeah, I think everyone needs it,
everyone
but me especially
everyone
needs it. That's always a good thing. And I feel like you're a little bit of my moral compass sometimes. Like sometimes
really?
Sometimes I like to, and maybe moral's not the right word, but
yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes I like to get a little squirrely. I don't know what's my word where I just try to be a jerk. Like I just get like where I don't know. I think of Forbrook with this, where he's like, you just gotta chill for a minute. Or I just like being in my annoying phase of just like roasting people for no reason. Where was I? What did I start this out with? Shoot, I lost my train of thought. There it is. There it is right there. What did I start this out with?
Moral compass.
Oh, you just are like, again, calling me on my crap with that. And like, I feel like sometimes you give me the vibes of like when I get a little too extra. Extra is the word. You can
extra,
like,
there you go.
You can like qualm my extraness. So.
Hey man, everyone needs one of those people as well.
Again, I went selfish and less deep than Bus, but yeah, those are the things that came to mind because I'm a selfish person. So
you're not a selfish person, but Forbes, I hope you appreciated that, man. And like I said, he's probably crying right now. Wiping his
next
tears.
time next time you're on, you're part of this too because you just made us get deep on the pod. So next time it's your turn. So you better be waiting for that, Forbes.
Absolutely. And knowing us with MLB, we need those type of guests. He's probably going to be on here pretty soon.
Yeah, facts. All right, Hardies and Hardos.
That's 51.
That's 51.
That's the Ichiro episode.
This is the Ryan Archiniakono episode. Definitely. Just kidding. Huge shout out to Ichiro, one of the best baseball players ever on the baseball episode. So we thank you, Hardies and Hardos. We love you. Hug your friends and family.